So in D, is there a B term? There's not? It's not x squared. 8. Right? So what are we going to add and subtract? No, we're not going to add and subtract 8. That's right. X squared plus 8x plus what now? 8 over 2 squared. And then what? And subtract it right back out, right? But what's 8 over 2?
4.
So I'm just going to leave this as 4 squared, yeah? Instead of writing 16. Remember why I do that? And this will actually be 16 out here, won't it? 8 over 2 is 4, 4 squared is 16. All right, remember why I left that as 4 squared? All right, so yeah, so how does this thing factor here, this perfect square trinomial now? Squared and then just minus 16. That's it. Okay? All right. What about E? Is that going to bother anybody? First of all, is it a perfect square? Trinomial. Is 4 half of 5 squared? No. So we have to make it one. Everybody's looking at me. What are you going to add? Plus 5 over 2 squared. Make that a better looking 2, I guess. Yeah. Thing. Over 2 squared. And now what? Subtract it back out. And don't forget the 4 is still there, right? It doesn't go away. Okay. Well, is this a perfect square trinomial now? If not, then why would we bother? Isn't that what we just made it? Huh? So how does this thing factor? 8x. Oh, x. Well, why don't you just leave it as 5 halves? What? Squared. Well, how'd you get 1? Where'd you get 1 from? All right. What is 5 halves squared, guys? All together now. What's 5 halves squared? Okay. What's 5 squared? Why are you not answering? What's 2 squared? So what's 5 over 2 squared? What? 25 over 4. Not sure what the holdup there is. Oh, well, if we're going to add that 4, we need what? What do we need to add and subtract fractions? Okay. What's that denominator going to be? The denominator is going to be 4. 4 over 4 does not equal 4. It's got to be something over 4. What'd you do to the 1 to make it a 4? So multiply the 4 by 4, right? And you get 16. Isn't 16 over 4 equal to 4? Can we combine those now? So y equals x plus 5 halves squared. What? What's negative 25 plus 16? Come on, guys. This is like kindergarten question. Negative 9/4. Okay? All right, I want you guys to try this last one. Notice how I left, like 5 was odd, right? When you divide it by 2, it's a fraction. Okay? So I want you all to do, it's going to kind of work the same with this one, all right? All right? So if you get stuck, take a look back at this one that we just did, okay? You know what you're going to add and subtract to both sides, right?
Yeah.
So everybody tell me, right now, as a group, what are you going to add and then subtract from both, or not both sides. What are you going to add and subtract?
Not in the 9 over 2 squared.
Yeah, it could just be not, right? Doesn't matter. You couldn't even bother with negative, right? You're going to add 9 over 2 squared. And then do what? Subtract 9 over 2 squared, okay? And then at some point, you'll need a common denominator to combine with a negative 2, right? But go ahead. Everyone do that. Did we at least get this far, maybe? Yeah, did you get this far? Okay. So did you get past it? Anybody finish it? So all you have to do now is combine these two fractions somehow. Like you learned in second grade, right? What do you need? Yeah. So the 2 over 1 needs to become a what? Eight over 4, right? 8 divided by 4, 2. What's the answer then? X minus 9/2 squared, what? Minus 73. No. Don't look at me, look down here. Fix it.
9.
Minus 89/4, right? You went the wrong way with that. So we get y equals x minus 9/2 squared minus 89/4. Okay? Raise your hand if you kind of have a grip on this. Okay, let's look at the Regents question then. Read it over. As you're looking at those choices, what does it appear that you need to do in that original equation? What does it look like we need to do to that equation as you look at the answer choices? Do what? Complete the square, right? Okay. Do it. Let's complete the square. So x squared plus 24x. You guys take it from there. There's no fractions in this one, right? You know what you're going to add, and you know what you're going to subtract. And you know how to factor it. Well, let's find out. So all we had to do was add b over 2 squared And then subtract b over 2 squared. You gotta just know that the b here is the 24, right? ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So that's y equals x squared plus 24x plus what? Yeah, it's going to be 144, right? But I'm going to write it as 12 squared so you don't make a mistake. Minus what? What's 24 over 2? Cammy, what's 12 squared? Ah. Right? Just where you got, Amy?
Also, it's the minus 24.
You what? Here? Here? Oh, yeah, I have that, right? Yeah, okay. So then this becomes what? X plus 12 squared. That's my minus 162. Just combine those at the end. Huh? I didn't know such thing. You felt guilty, and therefore implied guilt. Okay? I want to give you guys another one or two to practice, because this should be getting pretty easy here. That's